It's June, so time for a next step reading from Flow of Miracles. For those of you who haven't watched the video before, this is a quick recap. I'll be doing a month energy with the top tarot, as well as 3 steps, left, right, and middle. And in the description below, you're going to see where each of the steps are in this video, so you can directly click on the timestamp for the step you've chosen. So let's get started and see what the month energy is for all of us. So as always, I will shuffle the top tarot to get a good idea of what June is going to bring us if we are working on our soul journey and we want to be able to take our next step. And the energy is Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a court card, and court card energy is excellent for balancing parts inside of ourselves, for actually meeting other people that fall into this archetype and actually deal with them. So Knight of Cups is lovely energy surrounding the side of us that is romantic, that likes to be the knight in shining armor on the white horse. It helps us see what we're passionate about, what kind of ideals we're having, and what is really worthwhile for us. So balancing that in June means that it's very important to see what are you dreaming of and why. What do you really want to do? What makes your heart sing? And on the romantic level, who do you want to spend time with? How do you feel about it? It's the time for big grand gestures to really work out. And sometimes we need to do that. We need to dream big. And we know in our hearts of hearts that, you know, nobody can be the knight in shining armor every day. That's just going to exhaust us. We're human beings. Sometimes we get sick. Sometimes we get cynical. Sometimes, you know, we don't feel like being loving and romantic, and that's okay. But for the ideal of this energy, it's really important to see when it's needed. If we get into this easy next step that's too much about thinking what to do, making sure it's realistic, going to this control freak and planning stage, Knight of Cups is the exact opposite. It reminds us to dream big, to shoot for the stars, to make the grand gestures. And they might not always work, but just the passion of doing it is going to help us create the next step. So this is a month where you'll meet the dreamers. And when you meet them, be really sure that you actually enjoy their dream. Knight of Cups can be extremely charming with their ideas and their just their energy, that we can caught up into a dream or ideal that we don't really support. Be very, very, very sensitive to that this coming month. If it's something that you really feels right for you, you know, because it can be a grand gesture to be serenaded from under your balcony, but it might not be the best for you if you still live with your parents. So when you meet Knight of Cups, they are that passionate, they are that much of a dreamer that often they don't see that what they're selling you could sometimes only be a fantasy. So it's very, very important this month to really see if what people are offering you is something you really want and is something that you feel in an intuitive level that is actually viable. But because it's okay to dream big, it's important to dream big, to grow and to take leaps that we need, but we shouldn't, you know, live stupidly and just jump off the ravines like a lemming, although I've been told that that is not actually true and they don't actually do that. So when you meet them, enjoy the dream, but make sure that's one you like. When you meet them, Make sure that you feel that it's viable and that it has a chance to succeed before you choose to commit to another person's dream. So the helpful energy that is there for this month's energy is sincere. That is also something that I always find very important to tell people. It's like, if you dream big, even if you don't really believe that you're going to make it, if you're sincere in your wish, you will find help. If you're sincere in your desire, you will meet the right people, you will see the right people, and you will get there. If you're just dreaming big because somebody else told you to, or if you're just dreaming big for something because you think that's what you're supposed to want, it's not going to work. It's really important to see that. And if you do meet Knights of Cups and there are more snake oil sellers, make sure that you actually feel how sincere they are and if that is somebody you want to connect with. So beautiful energy this month for dreaming, passion, seeing the bigger journey, getting in touch with your emotions, doing romantic things. Not good energy if you are, being practical, thinking a lot about things. Don't go in there because it won't really work for you. It's much better to stay flexible and to see what comes your way instead of really going for something that isn't going to be achieved anyway this month. So I hope you enjoyed this month's energy, and now I will go and draw for the left path first. But before I do that, I'm shuffling the cards and I'm asking you to take a time to see which energy is right for you, whether that's the left path, the right path, or the middle path. Just take some time, see if you intuitively get a word, or maybe you feel part of your body light up, like your left hand or the right hand or the middle. And just take a second to feel what is right for you. So we'll start with the left energy, and the left next step is the Emperor. A very, very beautiful archetype. And this means that the choices you make in this month will have further repercussions than just this month, because it's a large arcana. The big arcanas are all big influences. So for next step, the Emperor, that is really get your shit together. The Emperor is like the very biggest leader in the large arcana. It's the one that reminds you that you have a empire to rule. You're the boss, you're on the throne, you know what you deserve, you know what's right for you, and to really do that, to really set your boundaries and uplift yourself. So the Emperor energy might mean that you find out within yourself, your leadership qualities for your next step. You actually feel like, okay, I am taking charge. So don't go for control and having everything exactly your way. Go for taking charge, making sure that you know that things can change and you have to stay flexible, but at the same time, you have to understand what goals you're going for, and you have to actually stay in tune with what's happening within you and without you. So the Emperor has lots of knowledge and therefore also lots of responsibilities. I know a lot of people feel that responsibility is a burden, and like that means that other people depend on you and it feels really heavy. But actually, responsibility should feel like a blessing. It feels like other people trust you to do the right thing. They trust you to think of the group. They trust you to create prosperity and goodness for everybody. So this is you. Embrace this energy and these qualities. You might also meet a lot of emperors this month. Good emperors will help you. They'll be very clear about what they can do for you and what they can. They will be very clear in what's right for you. is what's right for you, and what's right for them is right for them. You might meet emperors who are less scrupulous, so if you find anybody who's trying to tell you that they know better, skip that. Always stay at your own inner wisdom. It's okay to understand that somebody has bigger wisdom or more knowledge, and it's always very important to listen to everybody, but always stay in your own truth. So for the helpful energy, this is caring. So make sure in your next step that you care about what you're doing, you care about who you are, you care about other people. This is really supportive energy. So this combination means that you're much more likely to actually meet emperors and see that they actually care about getting things done, and they actually care about seeing that work for you. So all in all, for your next step, the do's and don'ts: do take charge. Do look at all areas of your life, all areas in your empire, be it your social life, your body, your family, your household. Just, take that helicopter view, see everything. Do find your leadership qualities and work with them. Don't let other people tell you what to do. Emperors have advisors, but in the end, they're the one taking decisions. Don't try to put responsibility where it doesn't belong. Take your own responsibility, hold yourself accountable, and don't forget what you're doing it for. So I hope you enjoy your month of June, and good luck taking your next step. So, welcome people who picked the right step. I am now shuffling to see which energy is the energy for the next step for the people who picked the right. And it's 9 of Cups, happiness. This is the blessed card, the wish card, one of the nicest cards in the set to receive. For a next step, it's really about making your dreams come true this month. And since you're going to have White Knight energy already, it's double getting your wishes come true. If this is the month you're thinking about getting married or proposed to, or you're taking the next step in your relationship, be it having a baby or getting to a home together, this is where you'll feel all your blessings. So the more you stay connected to your heart, the more you stay connected to heaven, the more blessings you're going to receive this month. And you see for next step how this energy is just overflowing in all of the cups, because this is what 9 of Cups energy is about. It's really not about hard work. It's really about getting your rewards. It's really about getting blessed and seeing how much abundance there is. So that is definitely a wonderful situation to have, and to feel that is your next step. It meant you did your job. Now it's time to be blessed. And as your cup overflows, remind yourself to share these blessings with everybody around you. Not only the people you love, really everybody around you. And then for a supporting energy, we have responsible. So happiness and responsible for a lot of people don't go together. They kind of feel that to be happy, it's nice to have no responsibility. But we always are accountable. We're accountable for how we treat our bodies. We're accountable for how we treat others. We're accountable for what we do with our time and our energy, for our beliefs, for our thoughts. And if you know that, then you see that being responsible is a blessing. It means other people trust you. It means that you always have the opportunity to change things when they're not like you want. So this month, really understand that you are responsible for receiving all these blessings. You did the job. Now it's time to enjoy the rewards. So take some time to enjoy this month, to really feel this blessing, to recognize why you're alive. With the month energy, find out where your passion is, where your joy is, where you feel connected and happy, and understand that you're responsible for creating this much happiness in your life. Receive the blessing and the trust of when other people are willing to put their trust in you. Don't become responsible for other people's feelings and emotions or lives, unless it's your kids. You signed up for that. But if it's your partner or your mom, your dad, your friends, your business, don't be responsible for that. Just bless everybody. Just understand that a leader has some responsibility, but never all responsibility. We as human beings are always responsible for ourselves first. And when you see that and you take the appropriate amount of responsibility based on your role, based on what you're doing, then you're fine. And you will enjoy all these blessings. So the do's and don'ts are very simple. Do enjoy your blessings. Be very thankful. Be very grateful. Attract more of them by just opening up and embracing all of them. Do recognize that you're the person creating that in your life. You deserve every good little bit you're getting. All the luck, all the beauty, everything. Do share all these blessings, because blessings are meant to be shared, and blessing shared is the blessing triple, not even double, triple. So that's really good. Don't start nitpicking these kind of blessings. Don't start feeling like you already have enough, you don't need more. Don't get caught up in lots of busy work, trying to prove that you deserve everything. You already did the work. You already done it. This is the reward time. Just imagine that if you were a fruit tree, like a pear tree, and the pear tree would say, I am not able to, have hundreds of pears because I didn't do enough work, so I better throw some to the floor so I have only one or two. You would say that would be weird. You already did all the work to get those pears there in the first place. You nurtured them, you flowered, you grew them. Just enjoy. So tell that to yourself this month. Make it your mantra. Just enjoy, just enjoy, just enjoy. And you will see really how you are moving forward in your next step quite easily, because when we're in a space of enjoyment, when we're in a space of flow, when we're in a space of blessings, our whole life just moves forward so fast. We are just in this celestial speed up of love and joy, because in a space of happiness, we cannot have guilt, we cannot have fear, we cannot have any of the other crap that usually bogs us down and makes it hard for us. Just be blessed. So enjoy your month. So, welcome people who chose the middle path. I am shuffling this set to see what month's energy is right for the middle choice, and it's this. 8 of Cups, indolence, reversed. For your next step, it's very important to see where you are disappointed. So when the month energy is Knight of Cups, you must realize that the stories are only about the white knights who succeeded. The stories are only about the knights that did the job and slayed the dragon. They're never about, even in the stories when there's like 2 or 3 princesses first filled before the youngest, basically very inept one gets lucky enough to fix things. You never hear about this older princess. They're like never even in the story anymore. It's all about the happily ever after. But they exist. Sometimes we need to own where we fall short. And in the next step, it's really important to do that without blaming yourself. Once we blame ourselves, we start the guilt, we start the disappointment, then we have to compensate for that and work extra hard, or feel like we don't deserve it, or heaven didn't give us what we wanted. It's not about that. If we move into that in our next step, it's gonna feel awful. Instead, when we just embrace ourselves with love and we're like, okay, we fell short, I tried, didn't work. This is where we ask ourselves, why didn't it work? Maybe you need to invest in a little bit more knowledge. Maybe you need to invest in some energetic cleanup. Maybe you need to invest in getting the right kind of support for your idea. The knight in shining armor always has the armor and the horse and the sword and often a magical helper. So where are yours? Take really some time this month to see where your support is and to really honestly admit where you made mistakes and just forgive yourself, learn from them, and move on. That's all heaven asks, that we learn. That's it. We don't have to feel guilty, we don't have to compensate it, we don't have to hit ourselves or feel awful. That's just all drama we don't need. And also you might see sometimes when things didn't work out, that wasn't on us. It might have just been wrong timing. It might have been somebody else dropping the ball, and that's okay. So really take some time to see where the problem was. And that's really important. And yes, that's going to be emotional, but it's also very worth it to do it, because it means the new growth is going to be healthier and happier. So the supporting energy is compassionate. So be really compassionate to yourself in doing this work. It's really hard sometimes to admit that we had this beautiful dream and it didn't work out. It's really sometimes really hard to feel really heartbroken or really miserable or really worthless. So be compassionate. And remember the compassionate words that you have spoken to a friend or a family member, when something doesn't work for them, be it their business idea or their job or even their marriage, and be just as compassionate back to yourself and really feel, what's going on for you and heal that within yourself. That is really important to do. So this is a reversed card, which means that for taking a next step, it can feel quite a little bit more difficult than you're used to. A reversal usually means that things are a little blocked. I highly recommend doing things to unblock yourself in this. You can do it with humor. Just write a little note to yourself, all the ways in which I suck. And just write those things down so you can then compassionately be there for yourself. You can, of course, do something else to get this energy flowing by really doing energetic work or meditations and really get deep within those fears and those painful memories and actually process them, so you never have to do it again. I always tell people, when you get sick of the same thing happening over and over, or you keep getting reminded of your mistakes, this is where you have the opportunity to heal it once and for all, if you really do the work. And then you really need to feel it, and you really need to give it over, and then it's done. But when we don't dare to feel it, it keeps coming back over and over again, and we don't want that, because our soul wants to heal. So if it's not fully healed, we keep on getting into the same situations that remind us of our crap. So we have the opportunity to do that. So be extremely compassionate to yourself, and really make sure that you do this the complete way, so you're done with it. So the do's and don'ts of your next step: do take time for yourself to process all these emotions. Do make sure that you have clarity on why things aren't working so you can fix it, and do ask the support you need. Don't hiding all your drama about how much of a failure you are or how bad you are and how nothing's ever working for you. Don't hide these feelings away and pretend everything is okay and everybody feels sometime when that's not what you feel. And definitely do not just pretend everything is normal when it's not for you. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and you have the support you need for your next step. If you want some personal support, of course, you know how to find me on my website, www.flowofmiracles.com. Just shoot me a message and I can always see what I can do for you. And I wish you all a blessed and happy month of June, and hope to see you next month with the next step video of July. If you love this video, please leave me a message and don't forget to subscribe.